The Connection Show. Inspiring hope, health, healing, connecting the dots of your story and transforming your life. Sponsored by Brave Heart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds.
Well, welcome to the Connection Show to inspire hope, health, and healing. And my guest joining me today, Brenda Wood from Becoming the Best You Can Be. Welcome, Brenda.
Hello, Jill. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm very excited. Brenda and I have aligned on many different events, and she's said yes to aligning with an event coming to Branson, Missouri. So I just want to flash to this really quickly and show you. It's called the Resilient Brave Hearts Girls and Women's Conference in Branson, Missouri on August the 19th and 20th at Yakov's Theater. So listen in for the details to the event now.
From the beginning of time, God has commissioned women from around the world to mentor, encourage, teach and train tweens, teens, college students, and young women to be courageous and fearless women of God. In 2023, Queen Esther's need to rise up to save our nation and the generations to come. Receiving a crown of beauty for ashes, God has called older women to teach younger women that they are good enough and are wanted by a king who wants them to arise as resilient Queen Esthers and to live wisely, purely, and be good. Join us for 2 days at Yakov Theater in Branson, Missouri on Saturday, August 19th, 2023 and Sunday, August 20th, 2023 for Resilient Brave Hearts Women Conference. For such a time as this, come in a day early to see Esther at Sight and Sound Theater.
Hi, I'm Jill Reynolds with Resilient Brave Hearts. For such a time as this, coming to Branson, Missouri, August 19th to 20th, 2023. We will be meeting at Yakov's Theater, and I'm so excited for the event. No longer broken and becoming the best you will be joining us at this event. It's for all women of all ages, from 12 years old to 100. You don't want to miss this event. Come to Branson and be with us for this amazing weekend of hope, health, and healing.
Register now by going to braveheartworkshops.com.
Wow, it's going to be amazing to connect with all these girls, 12 years old and above, all the way up to 100 in Branson, Missouri. And Brenda, can you share with the audience why you said yes to this particular event?
You know, women need to stick together and they need to support each other. And we tend to tear each other down. And I have a different viewpoint about that. You know, I feel that friendships need to be formed. God calls us to be mentors to other people through our experiences. And you can't do that if you're tearing them down. So it's best to align with people who bring you up. And that's a little bit about what this is going to be about. We're going to be bringing people up, not tearing down, showing them that they have a worth, that they matter. And it doesn't matter what they look like, what family they come from, what their income level is, what kind of car they drive, that God loves you for who you are. You know, he knew us in the womb before we were born. He knew what our name was going to be. He knows how many hairs are on our head. We don't even know this. And it's powerful to be loved. And that's what this is going to be about, is to show love.
Mm. And you know, Brenda, you are an instrument of love. I've aligned with you on many things. And the one thing that I notice with you is you include everyone. And And that's why I love your ministry of, I call it a ministry, you call it a conference, but I feel like it's a God ordained ministry, the Becoming the Best You movement that's traveled around the globe now. And we have another one coming up in August, actually after this one in Kansas City, August 25th and 26th at the Hilton in Kansas City. And so, when you said yes, Brenda, there was another woman on the other part of the United States, Dee Forbes, who is a recovered crack cocaine addict, and she's got a ministry called No Longer Broken. And she wanted to align with us as well. And so I just found it very uncanny almost that God brought the three of us together. And when the Lord told me he breathed life and said, Jill, I want you to do a Resilient Brave Hearts conference for girls and women in Branson. And then when you said yes and Dee said yes, and I put the sentence together, it became Resilient Brave Hearts who are no longer broken and becoming the best you can be for such a time as this to inspire hope, health, and healing in the world.
That's powerful.
Isn't that powerful?
It's powerful.
I mean, only God could have brought that whole sentence together. Only God.
Well, we tend to devalue God. Our society tends to devalue him. And let me tell you, there's nothing more powerful than his presence. And he's going to win. He's already won. When the devil tried to do what he did in the garden, Christ already won. And that's what people need to know is no matter how bad your life is, you can always turn to him and get the answers that you need, the love and support that you need. Will the answers come in ways that you think they need to come? Probably not, but he will give you everything you need. That is a promise.
Thank you. And going back to that sentence, what was coming to me is so, how do you become no longer broken? Well, the resiliency that God instills in us. So when you're resilient and you're brave and courageous, you can do the work that's necessary because you have to do some of the deep work. You gotta unpeel that onion from the brokenness from within, and you've got to turn to God to heal that brokenness. So when you utilize resiliency and courage and bravery to unpeel that onion, and then it leads you not to be broken anymore, God manifests us to become the best we can possibly be. And my little thing just popped up. And I just find that and then when we become the best we can be for such a time as this, because God's chosen us to do this, then we have the energy and the stamina to inspire the others in the world to have hope, health, and healing.
That's right. That's right. And, I learned a long time ago when I don't answer God's call, there's consequences for that. And we just did a Christian event this past weekend. And, it talks about the power of God's name. And we're to call on him, and he's got many names, and we are to call on those names in time of need, in the time of the brokenness. And we're broken because we don't trust in him and we don't put the faith in him first. And once you do that, you realize the mistakes that you have made, but then you see that because of Christ's love, we have more of a value than we've ever had before. And going forward with that, to go out, he calls us to go out and spread his name upon the nations. And do we do that? Do we answer the call? And I spent so many years ignoring that call, that nudge. And, it got me in trouble. And I'm not going to ignore that call anymore. And I'm going to share it to whoever wants to hear it, and to even those that don't want to hear it, because sometimes you have to plant that seed and let somebody else water it.
Well, and Brenda, I don't want you to go into it now, but when you come to the event, Brenda had been incarcerated for something that had happened in her business. And through that incarceration, God gave her healing and showed her that there was a new life beyond jail. And so many of us, if we haven't been in jail behind bars, we've been in jail in our own life, And so isn't it time to get out of jail and become the best you can be through Christ?
That's right. That's right. And there's nothing more powerful because, people say, well, I don't believe that God even exists. Okay, well, when you die, it's too late. So I would rather err to this side of having a faith that I know where I'm going to go when I die. And another speaker last year at our Safe in His Arms conference said, you've tried everything else. Why not try Jesus?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, and when the Lord told me, Brenda, to do this event here in Branson, at first I thought it was going to be an Esther event because Queen Esther, the play Queen Esther, is playing in Branson right now at the Sight and Sound Theater. And I went to see it 2 weeks ago with my grandkids. And at the very, very, very end of the play, it blew me away because there was a scene of the actor standing way up on the rafters as God, the Father, Yahweh, with his hands outstretched. And as he was up way above in the rafters overlooking the audience, on the stage forefront was Esther singing the song that God created her for such a time as this. And my heart was leaping for joy at the thought of that each one of you are called for a purpose for such a time as this. You might have no idea what your purpose is. So when you come to this again, not if you come, but when you come to this event, we have powerful women speakers, 14 of them. One of them is going to be speaking on the topic of fulfilling your purpose in life. Another is going to be speaking on pursuing your faith. Another is healing body image issues. Brenda, of course, is going to talk on becoming the best you, and Dee on no longer being broken, and me on resiliency. And so these topics will rock you and change you. We encourage you that if you live in another city and you're coming to Branson, come in a day early. Get tickets now at the Sight and Sound Theater to come see Queen Esther first at the Sight and Sound Theater. They have a show at 3:30 in the afternoon and 7:30 on Friday. Because what it's going to do, it's going to pump you up. Like Arnold say, pump you up, pump you up. Right, Brenda? It's going to pump you up for this event.
I just can't wait to share stories and experiences, not from the stage, but in person with other people, just the fellowship, and to get to know and to hear what they're going through. Because sometimes when we hear somebody else's story, it makes you appreciate your own life. It makes you appreciate your own story. And sometimes when we go through things, it's so we can help others through it later, because none of us have had a trouble-free life. And people say, "Oh, I'm such a sinner. I'm doing all these things." But just because you come to know Christ doesn't mean you're not going to sin. I have sin every day that I struggle with, and have to remember that it's through Him that I am forgiven, and that I'm trying to be better about my life daily. And it's a daily struggle. The old you wants to come out, and it's a struggle. But through the Word of God, it doesn't have to be a permanent lifestyle. You can overcome it, and you can move forward, and you can lean into Christ to help you through it.
Thank you. And at this event, it's not going to just be you sitting there in the audience. We're going to have interaction with some time for you to share in a panel where you can ask questions and interaction. We even have a VIP pass on Saturday night for those of you who want to have a pizza party with the speakers on Saturday night. And Brenda, I was able to align with the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Road, and they just gave us last night a booking link for rooms at the hotel. 2 queen beds, a room with 2 queen beds is only $104 plus tax. So if you're coming with someone, I'm so bad with math. If you're coming with another person, it's only $52 plus tax per night. So if you stay 2 nights, it's like maybe $120 for 2 nights at a really nice hotel. It's just been renovated, and it's in a beautiful area, Branson. And this backdrop that you're looking at is the subdivision where I live, where it's got lodges too. So if you're coming with a whole group of people and you want to rent a vacation lodge, a 6-bedroom, and split the cost, that's on the website too. So if you go to my website, which is braveheartworkshops.com today, register for the event. The tickets are only $12 if you have a financial need. If you could afford the full price, it's only $28. And if you come with 2 people, you get the second ticket half off. If you come with a group of 12 women, you pay for only 10 tickets and get 2 tickets for free. So I'd say gather your entire women's Bible study, your church group, the girlfriends in your neighborhood, high school friends, sisters, cousins, nieces, and we're allowing, I don't know how many will come, but we are allowing men if they'd like to come, because in the story of Queen Esther, Mordecai, her cousin, was instrumental in raising Esther. So if you have a Mordecai in your life who you'd love to be there with you to support you, bring your Mordecai.
Sounds good to me.
Mordecais are welcome. Mordecais are welcome. So anyway, I just would love to really quickly show Brenda's bio. This is how you can reach her at comechangeyourlife.com and her Facebook group as well. Also, I'd like to mention that one of my sponsors for the show is TimeToFreeAmerica.com, the Thrive Time Show. And their next event is actually, unfortunately, the same time as Brenda's, but if you live all the way on the West Coast and can't make it to Brenda's, it's August 25th and 26th in Las Vegas. And to order tickets, go to TimeToFreeAmerica.com and put in the promo code Braveheart to get 10% off of those tickets as well. So any final words for anyone coming to the event, Brenda? Any thoughts you want to share before we head out for the day?
It's worth the drive to Branson. It's worth the drive to feed your brain, your soul. And that's what I want to leave you with. Sometimes we have to feed us before we can feed others.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you said it's worth the drive. I MapQuested about 25 cities, so I'm just going to name some off. Harrison, Arkansas is only 40 minutes away. Kansas City, Missouri is only 4. Tulsa, Oklahoma is 4. St. Louis is 4. Dallas, Texas is 7. Chicago is 8. Nashville is 8. Indianapolis is 7. Atlanta, Georgia is 10. So Denver is 12. So there are, I think Minneapolis was 9. So you can get here. Oklahoma, I think, is 4. Yes, that's Tulsa. So there are a lot of cities surrounding us that you can get to Branson very, very easily. So call your friends today. Go on the website and register at braveheartworkshops.com. Thanks so much for joining us on The Connection Show. Thanks so much, Brenda.
See you guys in Branson.
Bless you, everyone. Bye now.
The Connection Show. Inspiring hope, health, healing, connecting the dots of your story and transforming your life. Sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds.
Thank you for joining us on The Connection Show. Our show is made possible by your support. Please go to our website and click on the Affiliate Partners page now. You can support us either on Venmo or our Cash App today. We love our podcast guests and our social media subscribers. Our channels are made possible by you, our listeners. Please go to our website and go to our Contact Us page and click on all our social media pages. Make sure you click the bell on YouTube and subscribe, and the follow us button on Rumble. Our affiliate partners are featured on our show, and we thank you for supporting them and their products. Each of them have fabulous offerings with discounts when you mention Braveheart when you order. Please order today by going to braveheartworkshops.com and clicking on Affiliate Partners.